Jumping, jumping, jumping through. Jumping, jumping, jumping through. Jumping, jumping, jumping through. Jumping, jumping.
Hey, Composing Gloves here, and today we are going to be talking about Breakcore. So, okay, now I made a little demo. We're going to be talking about the conventions of Breakcore. What makes Breakcore Breakcore? I have a little demo. I'll play it for you right now, and then we're going to talk about some of this stuff. I did not go too crazy. I literally whipped this up in just a couple minutes. Breakcore is one of those things that you could go really easy at or really crazy at. It's one of those things where it's more of a, it started out as a real big statement, sort of. So here you go. So yeah, so that's my little version of Breakcore. I realized there's a lot of things that I could change, there's a lot of things I could do, but at the same time, it definitely has that Breakcore vibe to it. So what is the conventions of Breakcore? I have a little notebook thing here. Okay, so the first one up on our list. First off, this is like one of those things that you could just like screw the rest of the world and do whatever the crap you want and ignore all conventional rules. Like Breakcore is one of those genres that you can do that. So, but there are some definite consistencies that go here. One of them is sampling. Now, this kind of sampling, if you listen around, you're going to get everything from screamo to rock to opera to classical. They'll draw heavily from those types of things. But then you'll get things where like just where some random guy talking to, I mean, like anything, literally anything. If it's audio, that was weird. If it's audio, you can make it into Breakcore eventually. Like it's not hard. It's now the way you treat the samples. That's another one of the conventions. So you can put them in there normally and make it like nothing's wrong. It's all okay. Or you could do like crazy syncopations. Now, crazy syncopations and pitching all over the place. So pitch it up, pitch it down, time stretch it, untime stretch it, like anything you can do to this sample, mangling it. There's like no rules. Like just go crazy. Like it literally doesn't matter. In Breakcore, we don't give a crap about anything when we're making this genre. We don't care if it sounds like noise. We don't care if it sounds like music. We just don't care. Like it depends on, it's all up to you and what you want it to be. Now, the stuff that I enjoy as Breakcore usually sounds like music. But there's usually a moment where it becomes just utter chaos, just for a little bit, and then it goes back to being like music. But it definitely, like as you can see, it's like one huge continuous breakcore breaks. So it sounds like, yeah, it's just one enormous, ridiculous sounding break. And I didn't even get that crazy here, but we could do all sorts of cool things with mixing. Yeah, there's a lot of things we could do additionally here. So it's literally the product of maybe like 10-15 minutes of digging around and trying to find some cool stuff. So the other thing is meter. They definitely have a sense of meter. There is, as you can see here, you get a sense of where the downbeat is, like do do da do 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 do. Like you get a sense of a lighter rhythm intricately related to a lot of other syncopations and things that are going on around it. So they don't toss rhythm out. It's still common time. So it's kind of funny that they break all the rules. Now you can get crazy and lose rhythm too, but when you do, that's like the chaos part. Like when you reach into the chaos, you want to be careful how much you go there, unless you just want to make a statement and you don't want anyone to enjoy your music at all. Then, maybe you want to go that way. But Breakcore definitely, and then it's not Breakcore anymore because it doesn't have that sense of meter. There's definitely a sense of meter in what is considered Breakcore. Now, crazy syncopations falls into this. It's just the way you layer things down. If you're unfamiliar with syncopations, it's where the beats lie. So, like for example, the typical rhythm. Go watch my MIDI music theory if this is beyond you. But a typical rhythm in 4/4 is 1 2 3 4 2 2 3 4. Like that. Like the one gets the beat. But in syncopations, whenever you break away from that consistency. So we have 1 2 3 4 5. Like not like that. Like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1. So I'm putting emphasis on beats that aren't the downbeat, and I create a syncopation, or I give them more emphasis than they would usually receive. That first one, I've been listening to way too much Breakcore because I do a lot of listening before I make a track in a particular genre when I'm going after a particular genre. So yeah, so that's that. Along with the syncopations, you can create these a number of ways: timbre changes, textural changes, just mixing changes, reversing, stretching. Now, the way they treat the samples here, I did some things with Harmor. I have messed with Ableton and Machine a lot in getting ready to do this. I might do a sampling session, probably won't. I'll probably stick in FL, but yeah, there's just a number of things that if you doing it live would be troublesome, but we're not doing it live, so it won't be a big deal. But you'll see as we get into this some of the craziness that we'll do. Really get experimental probably, because you could stay not experimental and just sound nuts too. That's always an option as well. Crazy syncopations. And then you have pitching drums all over the place. Pitching is a very common thing. You will hear things go do 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 do, or like the reverse sounds. So, like for example, there's one in here somewhere. Right there. That's an example. So that is pitching. Very, 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 very common thing to do in breakcore. Okay, and the last one, of course, is a fast tempo. Like, it should be pretty obvious. If it's not, there is slow breakcore though. You do not have to have it fast to sound insane necessarily. So that is pretty much the conventions of breakcore. I chose to go with the classical feel. I've heard everything from electronic. Like, there's literally like almost no rules in this regard. So what are your things that you really like about breakcore? What are some cool techniques you use? What program do you like to use? Who's your favorite artist? What do you look for in a breakcore track that makes it attractive to you? What's your favorite track? You know, just launch some stuff down in the comments. You could tell me I'm terrible at making breakcore down there, or you could say I really like your breakcore, or whatever you want to say. Again, this isn't done. This is something I whipped together pretty quick, but it sounds cool, dope. I'm into this type of thing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else about breakcore you should know before we get into making some breakcore. I'm not really sure there is. Really good chance to just get crazy and go out there. This isn't something that with some people it clicks. Most people, they're just like, what the heck is this? They listen to it for maybe a couple minutes because it's like brand new and sounds funny, and then they're done with it. They do not appreciate the art like you and I would appreciate it. Yeah, subscribe and have a blessed day. For what it is, what then is really around you?